Hey everyone, before we start, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more real-life stories that will keep you thinking long after they end. When Emily landed her new marketing job, I couldn't have been prouder. She'd spent months trying to rebuild her confidence after the pandemic, and this opportunity seemed like her big break. A senior position, higher pay, and a real chance to restart her career. Her boss, Derek, was one of those people who lit up a room, always cracking jokes, always the center of attention during meetings. First, I didn't think much of it. Emily would bring him up here and there, talk about his creativity, his dedication, the way he just got her professionally. But as time went on, Derek's name came up more and more. And so did the late nights. Dinner would sit cold on the table more times than I could count. It started innocently enough, working late texts, but soon turned into staying overnight at the office to finish a project. I wanted to trust her. Love is built on trust, right? But something deep down kept whispering that something wasn't right. One night, she came home well past midnight. Before she even stepped inside, I could smell her perfume, a scent she hadn't worn for me in a long time. I asked softly, "Emily, are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?" She rolled her eyes. "Mark, please. It's just work. Derek's been putting a lot of pressure on the team before the product launch." Her voice was sharp, defensive, like I'd accused her of something terrible just for asking. Then came the moment that changed everything. It was a Tuesday night. I'd waited up again, the clock flashing past 1 a.m. I finally called her. When she answered, her tone was quiet, like she didn't want anyone to hear. "I told you I'm working late," she whispered. I asked, keeping my voice low. "With Derek again?" She sighed, irritated. "Mark, if you can't trust me working with my boss, maybe we shouldn't even be together." My heart sank. It wasn't just the words, it was how easily she said them. No hesitation, no warmth, just annoyance. As if my worry for us was a burden. I hung up without another word. The next few days she acted like nothing had happened, smiling, talking, going about her day, while I stayed silent, just watching. That Friday she said she had another late meeting. This time I listened to my gut instead of my heart. I drove downtown and parked across from her office building. The lights on her floor were still on. Around 9:30, I saw her step out of the elevator, laughing, head tilted back, hand resting on Derek's arm. They walked toward his car, close enough that their bodies brushed with every step. I snapped a photo. Not for revenge, not even for proof, but because I needed to stop lying to myself. When she came home later that night, I was calm. She walked in, humming softly, tossing her bag on the counter. "Long night?" I asked. She jumped, surprised I was still awake. "Yeah," she said quickly. "We just wrapped up the campaign layout." I nodded slowly. "You sure it wasn't dinner with your boss?" Her face froze. "What are you talking about?" I slid my phone across the table, the picture open. The color drained from her face. "Mark, it's not what it looks like," she stammered. I let out a short laugh, one that didn't sound like me. "That's funny," I said, "because I've been spending months convincing myself you were still worth trusting." She sat down, shaking. "I didn't mean for it to happen. He's just been supportive." "Supportive," I repeated. "Emily, that man isn't supporting you. He's replacing me." Tears welled up in her eyes. "I didn't sleep with him," she whispered. "But you wanted to," I said quietly. "And that's enough." The silence that followed was heavy, suffocating. I stood, opened a drawer, and took out the envelope I'd prepared earlier. Bank documents, a note, and my wedding ring. "I trusted you," I said softly, "until you told me not to. And that's when I realized you were right. Maybe we shouldn't be together." The next morning she woke up alone. My side of the bed was empty. Half my clothes were gone. On the kitchen counter I'd left my note. "You wanted freedom. I hope it's everything you dreamed it would be." She called nonstop for days. Then came the texts. "He didn't mean anything. I made a mistake. Please just talk to me." But I didn't answer. I'd already made peace with the truth. Love doesn't die from lack of passion. It dies from lack of respect. And once that's gone, there's no saving it. 2 months later, I heard from a mutual friend that Derek had been transferred after an internal investigation. Apparently, rumors about those late-night meetings had started to spread. Emily left the company soon after. I can only imagine how things ended between them. Sometimes, karma doesn't show up with noise or drama. It comes quietly, in the form of loneliness and regret. One evening I got an email from her. The subject line said, "I finally understand." Inside she wrote, "You were never the problem. You were the only one who saw me falling and still cared enough to hold on. I just didn't realize it until you let go." I didn't reply. Some words don't need closure. They only confirm what you already know. That night I stood by the window watching the city lights shimmer below, feeling a peace I hadn't felt in months. Yes, I'd lost a marriage. But in return I'd gained something far more valuable, my self-worth. And sometimes that's the only thing worth saving.